Aldi shoppers are being subtly tricked, but not in the way you might expect. From the moment you step into the store, a carefully designed system starts shaping your behavior. It's not malicious, but it is strategic, and unless you know what's happening, you might walk away frustrated, confused, or even a little misled. The first thing most people notice is what's missing: choice. Traditional grocery stores overwhelm you with more than 30,000 different products, but Aldi limits their selection to around 1,400. That's not an accident. It's a feature. By reducing the number of choices, Aldi eliminates decision fatigue and helps customers get in and out quickly. Think of it like a restaurant menu. Would you rather flip through 20 pages or just pick from the chef specials? Aldi makes the decision for you. There's no background music, no flashy signage, no colorful distractions. It's quiet, minimal, and focused entirely on function. That simplicity saves time for the shopper and saves money for the store. Fewer products means fewer shelves, fewer employees, and fewer headaches tracking inventory. It also means lower operating costs, which help keep prices down. But those lower prices come at a different kind of cost, especially if you're loyal to certain brands or have specific dietary needs. In most grocery stores, if you don't like one brand of yogurt or cereal, you can grab another. At Aldi, there's usually just one. If it works for you, great. If not, you're out of luck. And that's where things get interesting. Instead of your usual favorites, Aldi fills its shelves with lookalike brands you've probably never heard of. Benton's instead of Oreo, Clancy's instead of Lay's, Friendly Farms for dairy, and Millville for cereal. At first glance, these names feel a little off, like a weird dream where everything is slightly wrong. But that's intentional. Over 90% of Aldi's inventory is made up of private label brands, products that are exclusive to Aldi but designed to mimic the look and feel of big-name competitors. The packaging often uses the same color schemes, fonts, and layouts as national brands, just similar enough to spark recognition without crossing any legal lines. And here's the twist. A lot of these Aldi-branded products are actually made in the exact same factories as the big names. The same machines, the same ingredients, just a different label and a lower price. Why? Because Aldi orders in huge bulk and skips all the expensive stuff national brands rely on, like marketing, sponsorships, and big ad campaigns. You're not paying for a Super Bowl commercial or a celebrity endorsement. You're just paying for the product itself. This is where Aldi's business model really shines. With lower distribution and marketing costs, they can focus on delivering solid quality at rock-bottom prices. And because they only offer one or two versions of each product, they have to get it right. If their version of ketchup, chips, or peanut butter isn't good, shoppers can't just pick another brand. They'll walk out. That creates intense pressure to make every private label item genuinely competitive. In blind taste tests, Aldi products often beat national brands. Their chocolate, for example, frequently ranks higher than much more expensive options. Why? Because good chocolate doesn't need a fancy logo or $1 million ad campaign. It just needs real cocoa and decent ingredients. But not everyone sees that right away. The hardest part about shopping at Aldi isn't the product quality, it's the mental shift. People grow up with certain brands. We associate them with memories, with trust, and with identity. Letting go of that loyalty, even when the taste is identical, is harder than you think. Aldi's packaging plays into that, making things feel familiar even when they're not. It's a psychological trick that helps shoppers cross that mental barrier. But the benefits go far beyond chips and cereal. Aldi's specially selected line includes premium quality products you'd expect to find in gourmet shops: artisan cheeses, organic eggs, wines, European chocolates, and even grass-fed beef. And the prices? Often half of what you'd pay elsewhere. They even rotate in kitchen gadgets, home goods, and seasonal items that compete with department store offerings: stand mixers, air fryers, Dutch ovens, all priced like bargains but built to last. Their award-winning wines and single-origin coffees are another surprise, offering specialty store quality without the luxury price tag. In fact, many Aldi products have been recognized in blind judging competitions, where even experts didn't realize they were evaluating items from a discount grocer. So, yes, Aldi's store model is simple, sometimes frustratingly so, but it's also incredibly effective. It saves you time, trims your bill, and often delivers surprising quality, but only if you're willing to look past unfamiliar names and accept that not every good product needs to be famous. If you go in expecting Whole Foods vibes or Walmart variety, you'll leave disappointed. But if you understand the system, embrace the simplicity, and focus on quality over branding, you just might walk out feeling like you beat the grocery game. Aldi isn't for everyone, but for those who get it, it's not just a cheaper way to shop, it's a smarter one. Some private label products don't just match national brands, they beat them. In blind taste tests, Aldi's store brand chocolate regularly outperforms more expensive, well-known options. Turns out, good chocolate doesn't need celebrity endorsements or flashy packaging. It just needs real ingredients. And while your brain might take a moment to adjust to names like Chaucer or Moser Roth, your wallet will thank you immediately. Now, speaking of hidden gems, here's a quick side note. A few months ago, I had no idea what a health ring even was until my fiancé got me one. Honestly, I'm shocked more people don't use this. It tracks stress, sleep, and more. For example, I discovered certain supplements actually spiked my stress levels, while others helped bring them down. After tweaking a few habits based on the data, I started feeling 10 years younger. My wife mainly uses it to track her menstrual cycle and monitor her sleep quality, and she's obsessed. What's even crazier? It's only $60 right now. That's because they cut out the middlemen, no Amazon, no Walmart, just direct-to-consumer pricing. Competitors with fewer features cost $300 or more. Aldi. Here's the secret many shoppers miss. Behind those unfamiliar product names and minimalist shelves, some items hide astonishing quality. While most people focus on Aldi's famously low prices, a closer look reveals products that could easily sit on the shelves of premium grocery chains. It's like finding designer fashion hidden in a budget clothing store. Take the sourdough bread, for example. It delivers real artisan bakery taste without the 3 times markup or the elaborate story about heirloom grains. Aldi's specially selected line is packed with surprises. Premium cheeses, award-winning wines, gourmet chocolates, and even truffle-infused oils. These aren't your average discount items. They're undercover gourmet goods at a fraction of what you'd pay at upscale retailers. The packaging might be simple, but the contents would feel right at home in Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. Then there's the rotating Aldi Finds, a weekly lineup of limited-time items ranging from cookware to home appliances. A $60 stand mixer that performs like the $300 version from name brands. It's not just possible, it's common. These are functional, high-quality products that just don't scream about it. They're not flashy, they're just smart buys. And let's not forget the chocolate aisle. Aldi's European chocolate selection is a real standout. Many of these treats are imported directly or made using European production standards, meaning real cocoa, fewer fillers, and richer flavor. It's the kind of chocolate that actually melts properly in your mouth, not the waxy stuff that tastes like sweetened cardboard. The same goes for their coffee. Aldi offers single origin and specialty roasts that rival what you'd get at a boutique roastery. In fact, many of their beans come from the same regions and sometimes the same suppliers as those used by Trendy $5 a-cup coffee shops. The only difference is at Aldi, you can enjoy barista-level brews without the side of snobbery or the markup. Their wines? Surprisingly legit. Aldi's budget bottles have taken home awards in international wine competitions, often judged blindly by industry experts who had no clue they were sipping grocery store blends. Great, wine doesn't care where it comes from. Whether you picked it up at a fancy shop or right next to a pack of toilet paper, quality speaks for itself. Even health-conscious shoppers can find real value at Aldi. Organic products like cage-free eggs, grass-fed beef, and pesticide-free produce are regularly available, often at prices far below traditional health food stores. And yes, they still follow the same organic certification standards, so you're not sacrificing quality, just avoiding the boutique markup. Many of these products have actually outperformed their big brand rivals in independent taste tests and quality reviews. But to take advantage of that, you have to know what you're looking at. That's the key. Don't let unfamiliar names fool you. Focus on the ingredients, the sourcing, the taste, and not the label. Aldi isn't about flashy marketing. It's about letting the product prove itself. And sometimes the best things you'll find are the seasonal specialty items, those limited edition products that quietly drop onto shelves, then disappear as quickly as they arrived. These are often the best of the best, truly exceptional quality and value that fly under the radar, unless you know to look. So yes, Aldi may seem like a no-frills discount chain at first glance. But behind that simple storefront is a treasure hunt for the savvy shopper. One where the real trick isn't avoiding cheap knockoffs, but recognizing the high-quality gems hiding in plain sight. Stores that specialize in holiday cookies, summer grilling gear, and seasonal decorations often come with boutique prices and flashy displays. But Aldi surprisingly competes favorably in these same categories, sometimes even outperforming dedicated specialty retailers. The key is in the rotating, limited-time nature of Aldi's inventory. If you spot something good, grab it, because it may not be there next week. Shoppers who pay attention to these ever-changing deals often score incredible bargains that blend quality and affordability. In fact, independent taste tests frequently show that many Aldi products outperform their more expensive counterparts, especially when branding is removed. Without the influence of familiar packaging or prestige labels, the results often prove that a higher price tag doesn't guarantee better quality. This is especially true for basic food staples, where the actual ingredients matter far more than flashy marketing or celebrity endorsements. However, that high level of consistency doesn't always extend across the entire store. Some departments, particularly meat and dairy, require a bit more shopper savvy. Shopping for fresh meat at Aldi is less about grabbing and going and more about channeling your inner detective. Product quality can fluctuate dramatically even within the same shelf, among packages that look nearly identical. One package of ground beef might appear perfectly fresh, while the one right next to it has an off-putting smell you can't ignore. In many cases, your nose becomes the final authority, more reliable than the printed expiration date. Dairy products come with their own quirks, mainly related to shelf life and freshness. At Aldi, a week can feel like 3 days in the dairy section. Different suppliers use various coding systems for expiration dates, some of which look more like cryptic puzzles than clear information. It's not uncommon to find a yogurt that seems fine until you realize the date code was a riddle and not a warning. Processed meats like deli turkey or ham may also differ noticeably from national brands in both texture and taste. While the flavor might be a little different, they're still serviceable, recognizably meat, which in some cases is enough. Ground meat poses a separate challenge. Aldi often packages it in thick, dark plastic that obscures what's inside, making it tough to evaluate the color or freshness. It's like the meat is hiding something, and sometimes it is. In these cases, shoppers have to rely on other senses and gut instinct. The frozen section, on the other hand, tends to offer more reliable quality. Frozen meats don't have the opportunity to deteriorate mid-shipment, and what you see is generally what you get. Aldi also stocks organic and grass-fed meat options, though they appear in limited quantities. When they do show up, they're often priced well below what you'd pay elsewhere, making the find feel like a mini grocery jackpot. When it comes to cheese, Aldi keeps things simple. You'll find the basics: cheddar, mozzarella, Swiss, perfectly fine for sandwiches, omelets, or cooking. But don't expect cave-aged specialties or complex artisanal flavors. The cheese does the job, but it won't win awards from a French fromager. Seafood is another mixed bag. Its availability depends heavily on location and season, and quality varies just as much. Some stores offer a solid selection of fish and shellfish, while others barely stock it at all. Inconsistent supply makes it crucial to inspect seafood carefully before adding it to your cart. While meat and seafood prices are generally lower than competitors, the trade-off is that shoppers must put in a little extra time examining packages, checking labels, and occasionally using their senses as backup quality control. It can feel like more work, but for many, the savings make it worth it. Then there's the wild card of the store, the snack aisle. This section delivers the most unpredictable experience in all of Aldi. Buying chips here is like playing snack roulette. One bag might be perfectly crisp and delicious, while its twin, sitting right next to it on the shelf, is sad and stale. Freshness can vary wildly, even between identical products in the same shipment. Some crackers can't decide whether they want to be crunchy or chewy, so they settle for being weirdly in between. You bite in expecting a satisfying crunch and instead get confusion. Texture issues often plague the snack section in a way that's hard to anticipate. While you can usually rely on Aldi's staples and frozen offerings, snack foods seem to roll the dice on quality more frequently. And because many of these products are private label items, you can't always fall back on name brand consistency to guide your choices. Ultimately, shopping at Aldi is about knowing what's worth the risk. There are areas of the store where quality is surprisingly high, sometimes even exceptional. But there are also sections where careful inspection, flexible expectations, and a bit of trial and error go a long way. If you're willing to do some digging, sniffing, and taste testing, you'll likely come out ahead. But if you shop on autopilot, you might end up with stale chips, mystery meat, or cheese that expires before you get home. When it comes to snacks at Aldi, what you see isn't always what you get. The quality of these products isn't just about ingredients, it's also about how well they survive the journey. Transportation and storage conditions play a huge role in what ends up in your hands. Snacks that manage to stay fresh after sitting in hot trucks and humid warehouses practically deserve medals for endurance. That's why package dates matter more than you think. Expiration dates on snacks can be as misleading as profiles on dating apps. Freshness is often shorter than the printed promises. Buying in bulk might seem like a smart move, but it can backfire when product consistency is unpredictable. Stocking up for a party could mean serving a mixed bag of delicious treats and cardboard-flavored regret to the same group of guests. Still, Aldi's lower prices make bulk purchases tempting, especially when quantity outweighs perfection. Hungry teenagers at sleepovers, for example, aren't going to complain if the chips are a little stale, as long as there are enough of them to go around. Occasionally, Aldi also introduces international snacks into its rotating inventory, and these often surprise shoppers with better-than-expected quality. European snacks, in particular, tend to arrive in a better mood than their American counterparts, whether due to superior packaging or less stressful shipping routes, who knows? You'll also find interesting flavor twists in Aldi's sweets and baked goods, with alternative cocoa sources, unique sweeteners, or uncommon ingredients that can delight or confuse, depending on your palate. Sometimes, it's not even the snack that's the problem, it's the packaging. A poorly sealed bag can let in air and moisture, ruining the product before it even makes it into your cupboard. These types of packaging issues tend to appear more often with private label goods than with national brands, making it even more important to inspect before you buy. Thankfully, some pantry staples remain reliably consistent. Baking ingredients like flour, sugar, and spices don't tend to suffer from freshness issues, and at Aldi they're often available at steep discounts compared to major chains. Sugar, it turns out, doesn't care what store it comes from, as long as it is sugar. To shop the snack section successfully at Aldi, you'll need a strategy and a sense of humor. Flexibility is your best friend. If you find a product that exceeds your expectations by a few extra, because there's no telling what the next shipment will be like, the rotating nature of Aldi's seasonal inventory means some products vanish as quickly as they appear. Shopping here means learning which items are safe bets and which ones are risky experiments. And all of this happens after you've cleared Aldi's quirky entry ritual, the infamous shopping cart quarter. Yes, to unlock a cart at Aldi, you need a 25-cent deposit. It feels less like grabbing a cart and more like paying a tiny ransom to a grocery store. But don't worry, you get it back. This isn't just a clever gimmick, it serves a real purpose. Unlike traditional supermarkets that pay employees to chase down carts all day long, Aldi puts that responsibility on the customer. And it works. That tiny coin acts like a miniature manager, ensuring carts get returned to their proper place. The system cuts labor costs, prevents parking lot accidents, and even reduces the number of carts that mysteriously go missing. After all, one unreturned cart can scratch a car, trigger an insurance claim, or spark a full-blown parking lot drama. Aldi's quarter system might be mildly annoying if you show up unprepared, forcing you to hunt for coins, ask a stranger for help, or carry your groceries like you're starring in a survival challenge. But despite the inconvenience, it's a brilliant psychological trick. It costs the company nothing, but it saves thousands in overhead, and those savings get passed on to you. It proves that even small behavioral nudges can have a big impact. Every decision Aldi makes, from rotating snacks and streamlined packaging to coin-operated carts, is rooted in one goal: keeping your grocery bill as low as possible while delivering good value. It's a system built not just on savings, but on strategy. And if you understand how to play the game, you'll walk away with full bags, a fuller wallet, and maybe even a newfound respect for quarters.